Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You're with me Arun Sharma, and today's video I'm going to talk to you about something very important for all of you going for CAT 22, and that's the November strategy. What are the key things? And in this video I'm going to talk to you about the 3 key things that you need to remember and you need to work on in November for CAT 22 if you're going for this all important exam for your life. So what are these key things? What are the things that you should focus on in November? A lot of you have been asking me this question, and I thought I'll answer you that in this video and through this medium which we have, and I would love that more of you follow and recommend my videos and share them so that I can create more impact in the minds of people through my teachings and through my channel. So here goes. The first thing, November, last 20-25 days. You know, CAT is not an exam which is aaj padhai kar lo aur kal jaake execute kar lo. It doesn't work that way. Study today and execute it tomorrow. So one of the things that you need to understand in November is that you have to stop doing new portion completely. This is a complete no portion. If there are some chapters in maths which you have not done, forget about them now. Hope that there are not too many questions in the exam on that, and just focus on what you have done and make sure that you do multiple rounds of what you have done. So there's a lot of revision work that you need to do, and revision of not the topics and not the concepts or not the theory. Revision, when you talk about revision in CAT, revision is about redoing the questions, because inside the exam what's going to happen is, and this happens to everybody, to a lot of people every year, in fact to everybody every year, that you come into the exam, you come across a question inside the exam which you have done, but you don't remember it then and there. It does not strike you, and that's a shame, because if there's a question which you know and it does not strike you, and because of that your score, and there are 5 such questions and your score is in the 80s instead of being in the hundreds because of those 5 questions, it's a pity, it's a shame. So one of the things you should do in the last month or so, in the month of November, is to actually plug that gap. And how do you plug that gap? Just go through all the questions you've done. So suppose a chapter like time, speed, distance, a chapter like number systems, let's say you solve 200-250 questions on time, speed, distance, you solve 500 questions on number systems, just do them again. Don't solve them fully, don't sit and solve them to the answer, just go through them, flowchart them, think about what I did in the last time, do I see any better idea in this? That's it. Just do that much thinking, don't solve the question, just redo all the questions that you have done in quants, in DI, in LR, and also in verbal. Just go back and redo, so that the learnings that are there from those, from what you have done are fructified in your mind, and you don't have that do not strike, or you want to minimize that did not strike reaction inside the exam. That's the first point. The second strategy, the second key strategy in November has to be mock tests. I mean, I guess most of you realize that, and but it's so important, I need to reiterate that. So a lot of mock tests. You can even go to 2 mock tests per day. So if you're in the first week of November and you've got a 15-day period for taking mock tests, you can actually plan 30 mocks. But the mocks have to be not just the 2 hours of taking the mocks, but you also have to, once you finish the mocks, you have to understand every question. You have to know every question, because now what you're playing for in new content and new problem solving, what you're playing for is कि अच्छा ये question मैंने देखा, 10 नवंबर को देखा, 15 नवंबर को देखा और 27 नवंबर को कैट में आ गया, ये आ गया, या इसका भाई आ गया, इससे मिलता जुलता कुछ आ गया. So that is what you're playing for. So every mock that you take, if you take around you take a 15-day period and take 30 mocks. 30 mocks is a significant number. 22 questions in quants, 660 questions of quants is typically 20% of your total preparation of quants, right? And these questions inside the mocks, every institute, even we at Mindworks, give the highest quality questions for the mocks. We leave the highest quality questions for the mock. So those 660 questions will actually, across 20 chapters, will give you 30 to 40 questions per chapter, new questions per chapter. That's something which is important for you. So you have to try to make sure that you know every question inside every mock that you do, the DI questions, the LR questions, and the quants questions. Verbal, of course, you must have stabilized your scores. But one more thing that you should also do while you're taking the mocks, you should also do a lot of experimentation. I mean, you do as much experimentation as you want to do strategy wise. Do you want to go with the easy questions first in quants, and then second round you want to come back to the tough questions? What works for you? Or you want to break your time into 10 minutes, 4 timelines of 10 minutes each, and do the best in every 6 questions that you come across? or in verbal, for example, do you want to take the RC first? Do you want to do that extra passage in RC and cut down on your verbal time, or what is working for you? You try all these strategies, for 2 or 3 tests each, and then freeze the strategy which works for you the best in terms of giving you the best outcomes, the best scores, and is the most comfortable intuitively for you. So that's the second thing you should do, the mocks and the learning from the mocks and the learning from the strategies and finalizing your strategies. And through that, the third thing that you should focus on during this month is you have to have a base score in all the sections. क्योंकि क्वांट्स में मेरा खराब जाता है तो 30 आता है, बहुत अच्छा जाता है तो 50 आता है, और normally 40s आता है. You have to have that base score कि even if it's a bad day and it's a really bad day, and you know CAT में the bad days do trend to coincide at least for one section or the other. There will be a bad day for you because the CAT is like that. It does that to people. So if it does not do it for you, great. If you have great days on all the 3 sections, you have maxed the exam. But what if you have a bad day on a section? So bad day on a section should not get you despondent inside the exam. What it should do is it should give you the ability to come back. You say that, okay, I'm having a bad day in my verbal, so instead of getting a 50, I'm getting a 30, or instead of getting a 40, I'm getting a 20, but I'm going to fight from that 30 or that 20. So you accept the fact that you might have a bad day on one section or maybe 2 sections, but then that bad day should not translate into a bad day for the other sections on the D day. So you have to make sure that you have stabilized this thought in your mind and you are fighting every bit of the movement inside the exam. Because what I see a lot of times inside the CAT, and this is the history of the exam for the last 10, 15, 20 years that I've been seeing it, in fact 30 years that I've been seeing it, one section goes bad, a part of the paper goes bad, and people are literally not fighting in the next section. That's a mistake, because you also have to consider the possibility that अगर से कोई section खराब हुआ है तो हो सकता है वो section बहुत tough था and it's gone bad for a lot of people. So CAT 18 comes to mind readily. The DILR was tough. A lot of people did not end up doing the DILR well, and then they simply gave up on the quants, and they later realized कि जो DILR का situation था वो actually बहुत tough था उस साल का. And even if you had done 2 sets out of 8, you had a good 90 odd percentile there. So don't prejudge yourself. Don't get too despondent while solving the exam. Keep the emotions out. Just keep reacting to the next question. That's what you have to focus on the D day. So I'll bring out a separate video on test taking and thinking inside, the kind of thinking and the kind of thoughts that work inside the exam. I'll do a separate video for that because that's an important topic. Do comment on this for better reach. Help us to get better reach by commenting on this video. And I would love to have more feedback from you about what you would want to see on the channel. And thank you so much. I will be taking a leave now. Thank you so much.